scriptures, I believe it was Samuel, and he came into town, man. When he walked in the gate, the people of the city was spooked out. Why is that? Because they say you come with good tidings. Because you know when the prophet comes, it's like, oh shit, you know. Just like when the elder called, man, the elder hit my phone up like, oh shit, you know what? Man, what's going on? It's something important, okay? But here it is. We're out here doing the work. Y'all just like, oh, it's a normal day, you know?
Well, you saying like the book say, it was reading with the Lamentations, morning and woe.
That's right.
So if you see that prophet, it's a good chance there's some Lamentations, morning or woe going on.
Hi.
Yeah.
Driving by, we saw your sign. We wondered what you're about.
The sign basically, are y'all familiar with this sign at all?
I've heard of the Troll Tribes of Israel in LA, but I didn't, you know.
Yeah, actually, they got a school out in LA called the Sons of Jacob. I think you probably know about it. I think it's off Crenshaw or something.
I know some brothers out there. They got a couple branches off, but yeah, we're around that same. We're not affiliated with them, but the teachings are around the area the same. Whereas the 12 tribes of Jacob.
Excuse me, you don't mind if I just record some of it, just in case I want to put it out there on.
Yeah, it don't matter, man. But basically, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. Now, a lot of people challenge it.
Yeah.
Because for one, it's coming out of our mouths. Okay, what we're doing I was just saying, it hasn't been done over eight centuries. You know, like for a very long time, and people act like it's normal, or you know, there's like, what are they doing? We're doing the same thing that the Lord did, that Paul, that John the Baptist did, and we're basically, when it comes out of our mouths, what they told the apostles or the disciples, not the disciples, the Pharisees, they say these people are Galileans. You know, we're Galileans. We're that low educated.
They say the first should be last, the last should be first.
Yeah, that's it's crazy though, because the scriptures say that, but people don't.
Because they're too much mind control. They're too much programmed from dark agendas and you know, negative forces.
Really, because they're not in it for real. Because if you're in it for real, and you would extrapolate, you would get into the Bible. The Bible would be your life, because Psalms, the first chapter says, meditate on the Most High, meditate on the Lord day and night. How you do that day and night? It don't mean pray day and night. It means just keep the Lord in your mind when you wake up, what you eat, how you treat people, how you treat yourself. So you're constantly thinking about the Most High. Everything is spiritual, you know. But people are not on that level. They're basically got a big demon on their back, and they just claim the Lord, but a lot of people don't really go into the scriptures, you know, because
they don't go into the scriptures too much because they've been programmed from ages ago when the white man conquered. That Manasseh, I think was the England or Ephraim, England. I mean, how they turn it around.
Yeah. They try to claim
turn it around.
Yeah, they came out with a contrary.
Yeah.
But these the combination of the sign was brought by a man named Ariak in New York. Anybody that got this came from a man named Ariak, and he taught it. And it's not gonna say literally these people does this, but the prophecies match up by saying, give me that in Deuteronomy, what is 28, 68? Yeah. Because this is one of the main things. Really, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter as a whole, the prophecies only apply to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When they say you sell so much for bringing little, you know, that don't count for those imposters in our land, you know. It said in Daniel, it said a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Ashdod is basically the land of Israel, okay? And the bastard is what? A fatherless son, okay? And the so-called white man is a fatherless son because he don't claim the Most High, okay? Yeah. He did the main thing. He exiled his image. So let's go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So when we read, my advice to anybody, and y'all especially, is when you read, you have to go into the definitions. Just like when you read a book or you learn anything, you have to go into the definition. And the main definitions you're gonna be dealing with, or the main languages you're gonna be dealing with, is Hebrew and Greek. Now, when you go into there, it says Egypt. With Egypt's Martezayim,
Tazawar,
Tazawar, I think in the
which means siege.
yeah, siege. Egypt is bondage. It's a representation of bondage. Okay, so it says you shall go into Egypt again with ships. Now, if you historically match that up, try to match that up with the those Amalekites or those Khazars, it don't match up in history. They never went into Egypt in ships, physically and spiritually. They never went into bondage in ships. We're the only nation that went into bondage with ships.
Yeah, because you're not from here, you know what I'm saying? Basically, the foreigners, you know, to the land, you know, like, just like the white people, the Caucasians, they're saying, you know, like, Native Americans are the ones that was here. And I mean, you just read through history, it's just all just common sense, but people don't really want to see it, you know?
Yeah.
Or let's get
How they hit
early in
shoot
Deuteronomy,
from
serpent
people.
people's tongue.
Deliberately hit
We don't know.
Right there in your face.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't freeze now. You should have gloves on and stuff.
Yeah, you know.
I hope you're not, I mean, you know, I just got over a bad cold and stuff. We're trying to, I mean, you know, just the
The Lord-
elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife
keep you
get my
I know,
healthy.
Josh, but
yeah,
Have that faith, that's all I have is faith. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
go back to the
That's all I
car.
got.
Like,
Yeah,
It was good hearing your word, though.
yeah, I just wanted to mention too, a lot of the truth has been hidden from human people because there's alien invaders from outers. The dark, when the angels fell, the 30 angels, the Luciferians, the descendants, there's Livenwell, Nephilim, all those. Basically, a lot of them was controlling a lot of the masses, mind control through chemtrails and elk towers and all this stuff, crazy stuff that's going on. Because it's called depopulation control, and guess who's going to be depopulated? Concerning the black races or so-called minority races.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
the
even
intention.
the human white man too. But they use him as a pawn because it's all a power control. There's 3 dark forces that are agendas that are in competition right now for total domination of the earth.
I just want to say, like, it's what you're saying is accurate, like. What's it? I was enjoying somebody on social media, but what you're saying is accurate, but there's some dogma mixed into that with the Nephilims.
Yeah.
A lot of people misinterpret that Nephilim means giants or just noble ones. In the scripture, in Genesis 6th chapter, when it says Nephilim, Nephilim, it means giants or noble ones. So that is talking about the original Adamites. And the Adamites, because basically it was us. In reincarnation we came as Israel, but we started out as Adamites. Okay, and basically we began to deal with other nations, and then when we dealt with it, we mingled our blood with them, and we broke down. So that part of it, and then when you talk about the stars in heaven and things like that, that's another part of which basically it said it took a third of the stars. The third of the stars is talking about Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. The dragon is the so-called white man. The so-called white man took Benjamin, Judah, and Levi on slave ships over here into the side of the country. So that's what that means. But what you're saying is totally accurate with the dark forces. That's the so-called white man. He's the serpent.
that's true.
He's Cain.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd be amazed. People look human, but they're really not. Because I've seen them. I'll just say that much. They look human. It can be different races, even black people. They look human, but they're really not. There's something else there. But and they're flesh and blood too.
Things like that.
But
that's a good thing you're doing. You're trying to wake everybody up.
Yeah,
I mean, y'all do this every week or?
Going willing every Sunday. We may switch up days depending on the situations.
Oh wow.
So
You have a building or not you work in, or?
Nah, this is
just
the
get
building
together?
right here.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the
Two or three. Two or three gathered. That he is in the midst. This church right here, that's how they used to be back in the day.
I know. I do believe. I just, I'm just saying with all these elements and they're spraying the air with all these sick bacteria stuff. It's making people constantly sick. They go programmed to go to the doctor, which is making them rich. It's all a money thing. So I'm just saying.
They messing up our pineal glands. With all this pollution, feeding them GMOs.
Yeah.
That's why we have to. I mean, it's good to eat right. You have to eat right, drink right. You can't, tap water. High pH.
Right.
Stop eating all that meat. And basically decalcify your pineal glands.
See, they want to destroy the chakra power center so that you can't be sick and be like a zombie.
Apple cider vinegar and some juice with that. Just clean everything.
Yeah.
If you remember the story, well, not the story, but in Daniel, when he was in Babylon and he was locked up, he told him, he said, all right, let us eat vegetables. We're going to eat vegetables for 10 days and y'all go eat the king's meat. And we see we looking healthier. And the ones that ate the vegetables, they was looking more healthy. There's nothing wrong with eating meat, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely got to get your vegetables and fruits, you know?
Since 2001.
Fish is supposed to be, pretty good for you though, right?
Yeah, you just gotta have a balance because you got the pH scale. You want to be at a 7.
Also, it depends on what kind of fish.
Yeah. You want catfish, no catfish, no bottom feeders, no shellfish.
Pig is definitely out the question.
Definitely out there.
Don't even touch it, man. I work in a restaurant. And I hate when I have to, child gotta wear gloves and sometimes it'll splash on me. And that's what we try to explain to people that. I'm trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments. But my job, I can't tell them I'm not going to touch this. I have to touch it. I put the gloves on, but what if juice hit me? The Lord ain't going to, say,